Hi, good evening. Steve Adler. Got a minute? All right, we're going to go through the numbers. Dr. Escott gave us some new kinds of charts. So people like charts. We have a couple new ones, different kinds that you've seen before. And then tonight we're going to try again to play that song. Walk with me, Austin. We tested it before we started. Sound comes on this time. And so long as there's not something tricky about actually broadcasting it that makes the sound go away, we should be okay. Pretty exciting. It's a wonderful song. It was a world premiere last week. So let's start with the numbers. This is the slide we always start with. You can see new emissions down to 9. That's below the 7-day running average. Yesterday, the number of new admissions was 4. So while it's gone up a little bit, boy, I tell you, it's still really, really low. That's a good thing for us to see. We have to hold on to it. The reason that number is that low is because so many people are wearing masks. If we start relaxing on masks, that number will go up. 21 states in the country right now reached low points and now are headed back up. Anyhow, 9 tonight, 7-day running average is 12. If we can get below 10 and hold on to that consistently, then Dr. Escott needs to start taking a look at taking us to the next level of risk, lower level of risk, if we can sustain it. On the other side, in the white letters, new cases today, 78. 7-day moving average is 111. Again, I'm watching those new cases go from 50 up to 150, and I really can't tell rhyme from reason with respect to that. That's why we focus on hospitalizations. Let's go ahead to the next one. We're talking about people in hospitals and ICUs. The 7-day running average for people in hospitals is 82. Tonight, in green numbers, we have 73, so below the 7-day running average. In our ICUs, the 7-day running average is 24. We have 18. Numbers are getting low and are heading that way. Number of people on ventilators. The 7-day moving average is 15, and we're down to 7 people on ventilators in our community. Again, the reason that we're seeing this is because people are wearing masks. And also, and we'll talk about that in a second, the populations where the cases are being found are not people that are prone to go to the hospitals because they're younger, and it's being self-contained within those universes. It's not widely being spread. But we'll talk about that in a second. The new cases of 78 gets us up to 29,421. So sometime in the next week and a half, we'll be over 30,000. Let's see how that plays out. Number of people deceased did not go up yesterday. So it stayed at 426. All right, let's take a look at some of the graphs that came from Dr. Escott today, his presentation at City Council, also at the County Commissioner's Court. I want you to see this first one. This is just active cases. We haven't shown this slide before. This shows you the number of active cases at any moment in time. You can see that we're between about 700 active cases in our city right now. I think that number is 640 active cases. That's all the way on the right. Wasn't that long ago, less than or about 2 months ago, you can see that we were at 3,500 cases. It doesn't take long for us to be at a really high number. We can get down to a lower number. You can see when people started wearing masks in our community more religiously. We, of course, in the city of Austin, always were mandating masks. But it wasn't until Austin, together with other cities, got the governor to do it that it really kicked in. We appreciate that he did that because, if we had masking helps. And we want to do that and hold on to that as best we can. Let's go to the next one of Escott's slides, Dr. Escott. This is the one that shows us positivity in our community. You can see this most recent week that we have full results, which is actually not last week, but the week before. We're down at 4.3% total positivity. Remember, we were trying to get below 10 because the goal was to get below 5. In the last 2 weeks at 5.4, we were above 5, now at 4.3. we've gotten to the below 5%. Early indications are last week will also be below 5%, but we have to get that data in. You can see we were also below 5% 4 weeks ago. We were at 4.9, then went up to 6.3, and then 5.4. Now back to below 5%. Positivity, week 27, which was just 7 weeks ago. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 weeks ago. We were up at 19.1%. Just by way of comparison, I understand that the governor in Florida is opening up a lot more businesses. In fact, he's removed restrictions. Positivity rate in Florida, I understand, is about or just above 10%. I'm praying for the folks there. I don't know how they hold on to that in Florida, opening up with positivity that is that high. Let's go to the next chart. This is now looking at positivity by race and by ethnicity in the last 4 weeks. Each of those blocks is a different week. Week 38, which is the number we just saw, is the one that's second from the right. This reflects the partial numbers in from week 39, which is last week, and that's off to the right. You can see that the Hispanic Latino population, which is the one in our community that was lagging, didn't reach below 5% last week when everybody else did. Hispanic Latino numbers continue to be low. They've stayed at the 8%. We need to pull that below 5% so that we're all below 5%. All the other races and ethnicities right now below that 5% number. The Black African American community is at about 3. The white community is a little over 3. That's the purple bar. Look at the same thing in terms of positivity by age, and that's the next chart. You can see that the highest positivity ratings right now are in the gold area. Those are people between 10 and 19. 10 and 19. The next highest is the gray bar just to the right of the gold bar, or the silver bar. That's people who are 20 to 29. So the highest positivity in our community right now, people 10 to 30. No coincidence, that includes people who are in school. That's where we're seeing the greatest positivity right now, greatest number of cases. It's high school, middle school kids that are spending their time. Let's go back to that other chart for just a second, and then we'll get back to this chart. But this age group, the kids in school, it's predominantly in high school, middle school. It's students associated with extracurricular activities. So it's football team, it's weight training, it's cheerleading, it's choir, it's band. And that's where we're seeing the numbers. In the folks that are between 20 and 29, a lot of those are university students. And we're seeing the in most cases not on campus, but in the apartment buildings where the college and university kids are going. Now, while we have more cases in that area and more infections within those age groups, not so many people going to the hospital because those age groups don't end up in the hospital. They don't end up as frequently on ICUs or ventilators, which is why even with these cases and this positivity, the general numbers are going down. Fortunately, thus far, the cases involving students seem to be contained among the students and their peers and friends, both in high school, middle school, same thing at the college area. We have some apartment buildings where we have concentrations, but it doesn't seem to be spreading outside of those to the general public. Doesn't seem to be spreading from students to the teachers. So we have to maintain our vigilance with respect to schools and all the schools right now, public schools, K through 12, they're now open to varying degrees, except for AISD, which really opens on Monday. Let's go now to the next slide, Janine. This is some numbers that Austin Public Health Director Hayden and Dr. Escott put out. This is COVID positive students Last week, just 1. Total since mid-August, 24. Staff 3. Total since 8/16, 21. Students with close contacts, 37 and 63. Those are those kind of nuclear settings. Close contact is somebody that you were within, I think, 6 feet, or might actually be within 3 feet for 15 minutes or a longer period of time. But you can see how the cases are fairly contained within that nucleus. That's really good. We can do a better job with this virus if everybody's not going out and spending time with 100, 200 different people, but going about our lives, still trying to keep our groups a little bit smaller. Staff close contacts 7 and 53. Dr. Escott, recognizing schools opening for a lot more students next week, is telling parents, if you have a student or anyone in your house that has a sore throat, a little bit sick, having a little trouble breathing, having a temperature, don't go to school. So as to try to protect everybody else that is in that environment. All right, those are all the charts that we have today. We're going to try to do our send out today with a song. This is a song that was done by Austin artists, produced by Austinites. The mayor in Louisville, just after the virus hit, before we had the social unrest in Louisville, had a group of musicians there put together kind of an anthem for the city of Louisville. And he challenged mayors in other cities to do the same thing. A handful of cities around the country have taken up that challenge. Ours is, I think, the second song to be done. We brought it back, went to some of our music folks, Adrian and Graham, and said, what do you think? Could we take that challenge here? Could we use it as an opportunity to raise a little money and pay some artists who might not have as many gigs happening right now because bars and music venues are closed? We had a lot of people in the community step forward to co-produce this song, pay some artists to create. They got together and created this piece of art, lots of Austin artists. It's a beautiful song. It really is an anthem for our city. Reflects kind of who we are, the breadth and diversity we have in our city. Walk With Me, Austin is a song that tries to capture the spirit of our city and the message that we're kind of all in this together. But we have a little bit to learn about walking in each other's shoes. So let's end tonight with trying to play this song. Janine, let's see if we can get some music. You can, by the way, go online and get this song, Walk With Me, Austin. You can go online and purchase the song. You can get some merchandise. The money that is made off this song is all being contributed to HAM, the Health Alliance for Austin Musicians. So if you're inclined and you like the song and want to support HAM, there's an opportunity for you to do that. There's the website, walkwithmeaustin.com. All right, let's see if we can close with some music.
In the most will get you nowhere, don't it? My conscience is hot, no luxury I'm holding. Things don't make me feel as open. Like every day it's looking even hopeless. I hold my head up like a king or queen and keep it going. No, it's a movement, not a moment. Wasn't stopping, no way. There's too much light to lock us out. The dog won't scare soldier. I told her mama hold it down for him. Walking with my power, that's my main component. Mama, I hope the cops don't pull me over. I hope this distance is just something that's gonna keep me closer. I hope they see it in my eyes. We tired of living lies. The things she always told me, baby, they're just getting over. I told her, mom, that we being honest. I just wanna walk at night, know that we getting hours.
So that we slow down, take stock and look around. Oh, when I see you see me too. All my people in the struggle, you're feeling down and out. Oh, when I see you see me too. since the day that I was born. Won't you talk to me? Won't you walk rise and live together if you walk with me. We will rise and live together if you walk with me. What do you see out your window? Is that you? Is that me? Take a stand. I'll help you understand. Looking for a change up. We need to change up. Looking for a change up. We need to change up. Looking for a change up. We need to change up. I get it. The lights fitted. I'm lined up, shined up. Lone Star equivalent. I'm up. A powerful choice. The voice transmitted. The band did it. Can't wait till you come. Y en todas partes a caminar para adelante. Me gusta. Y en todas partes a caminar para adelante. Come walk with me in our shared destiny. We live and we love in complete harmony. We know the road is long. We got faith in this song. We gon' shine the light. Keep the love shining bright through the night. We will rise and live together if you walk with me. We'll rise and live together if you walk with me. And it's just the day that I was born. Won't you talk to me? Won't you walk with me? In this together, 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 won't you walk with me? Ooh, in this together.
Ishka, Dalte means from my heart because it's everything. Idama means thank you to an individual. Wopila means thank you to a group of people. Talk Shop means I'll see you again.